Welcome to Beyond the Controller, where I talk and you listen. The game shown in the background is Batman Arkham Origins. I believe it is better than Arkham Asylum, but not as good as Arkham City. It could have been better than Arkham City. There are a lot of design choices I like, but the overall package is very unpolished. Do you remember when the Order 1886 was coming out? People were saying they were not interested in the game anymore because it was only about 5 hours long for the main campaign. Granted, that was some time ago. The reason I want to take up this topic is because as of the time that I am making this video, Star Fox Zero is a new release. Same with Order 1886, people are lambasting it for being too short. Both of these instances made me think, just how important is the length of a game really? Now, it's true that when I did video game reviews, I would factor in the game's length. However, since then, I've become older and, dare I say, wiser. I've played many games that are 5 hours or less that are better than 50-hour adventures. In fact, 3 of my 10 favorite games of all time fit this bill. Naturally, a video game doesn't need to be long, deep, or complicated in order to be good, but is game length intrinsically good? That's a resounding no. People's opinions differ on what counts as filler, but generally people don't use the term endearingly. Can filler be better than the original game itself? Yes, but that's the exception, not the rule. Filler can be implicit or explicit. Take the Chao Gardens from the Sonic Adventure games. They're an excuse to have you play the same levels again in order to collect power-ups in order to get all of the emblems. A cute excuse, but an excuse nonetheless. The programming of the Chao Garden might not have taken as much time to program as the normal game itself, but it did take resources that could have been used in the normal game. If I had to choose between keeping the Chao Garden or having 5 more Sonic and Shadow levels, I would go with the latter. The Chao Garden was great when I was younger, but let's be honest, if you want animal companionship, you're much better off just getting a dog. Now hold on, by this logic, the Master Emerald stages of Knuckles and Rouge are also filler because that time could have been used to develop more Sonic stages, right? While I do prefer the Chao Garden to the treasure hunting stages, they aren't really filler. They don't involve mindless slogging or doing the same thing you've done recently again. As for explicit filler, there's not much to talk about. It's blatantly obvious and it drags down the user experience. Now let's talk about user value as a whole, as in, are short games worth your money? I've seen many people, including a younger version of myself, say that they want at least 1 hour of gameplay for every dollar they spend. First of all, if you consider the value of your fun to only be about $1 an hour, that's really sad and you need to reconsider your life. Second, using a smooth line is extremely silly. There are parts of a game that are worth more than other parts. And while I'm on the subject of money, rationally, the price of a game should not impact how good it is. I used to use monetary units to express what I thought of a game. In hindsight, that's just as, if not more, subjective than using numbers. Me and Bill Gates buy the exact same game for $60 and we both have the exact same experience. Because $60 is a lot less to him than it is to me, does that mean that he had a better experience with the game than me? If I buy my own copy of a game as opposed to just borrowing it from a friend, does that mean I'll have a worse experience overall? When you get down to it, purchasing a video game is a sunk cost. Unless you consider the 5 cents you get back from GameStop if you decide to sell it there. In short, the 15-year-old version of me was an idiot. Surprise, surprise. The candle that burns half as long might not burn twice as bright, but don't be surprised if it does. Or even brighter. Oh, and by the way, my initial playthrough of Star Fox Zero was about 5 hours, and at $60, it was already worth every single penny.